Question 71. A production assistant must not break when a newer model version changes behavior unexpectedly. Which deployment practice reduces that risk? A. Always auto-upgrading to the newest version immediately. B. Removing version information entirely. C. Deploying only in preview. D. Pinning to a specific model version and testing upgrades before promotion. Pause the video if you don't want the answer yet. Correct answer, D. Pinning to a specific model version and testing upgrades before promotion. Why D is correct? The concern is production stability, avoid unexpected behavior changes, control when model upgrades occur, validate changes before users are impacted. The best practice is to pin production deployments to a specific model version and only move to a newer version after testing it in development or staging environments. Question 72. A team wants to roll out a new prompt configuration to a small slice of traffic first and compare quality before sending everyone to it. Which release strategy supports this? A. A single big bang cutover. B. Disabling monitoring during release. C. A canary gradual rollout. D. Deleting the old version first. Pause the video if you don't want the answer yet. Correct answer, C. A canary gradual rollout. Why C is correct? The scenario describes deploying a new prompt configuration, sending it to only a small percentage of traffic, measuring quality and performance, expanding deployment only if results are good. This is the definition of a canary rollout, also called a gradual rollout. Question 73. An architect needs the app's identity to retrieve models and search results without any stored secret, using the platform's identity system instead. Which setup should be configured on the app's compute? A. A public anonymous endpoint. B. A password in the connection string. C. A managed identity granted the needed roles. D. A shared API key in config. Pause the video if you don't want the answer yet. Correct answer, C. A managed identity granted the needed roles. Why C is correct? The key clues are no stored secrets, use the platform identity system, access models and search resources securely. A managed identity allows Azure services to authenticate to other Azure resources without storing passwords, API keys, or connection strings in code. Question 74. A company wants to constrain which regions and services their teams can deploy AI resources into, enforced automatically at creation time. Which governance mechanism should they apply? A. A larger quota request. B. A content filter. C. A batch schedule. D. Azure policy assignments. Pause the video if you don't want the answer yet. Correct answer, D. Azure policy assignments. Why D is correct? The requirement is restrict which regions can be used, restrict which services, resource types can be deployed. Enforcement happens automatically at creation time. Governance and compliance controls. Azure policy is specifically designed to enforce organizational rules across Azure resources. Policies can allow or deny specific Azure regions, restrict resource types, require specific configurations, enforce tagging standards, block non-compliant deployments before they're created. Question 75. A team must attach a large corpus of documents to a project so multiple deployments can index and retrieve from the same source. Where should this source content live? A. Inside each model's weights. B. In the content filter. C. In the connected Azure storage account. D. In the agent system prompt. Pause the video if you don't want the answer yet. Correct answer, C, in a connected Azure storage account. Why C is correct? The scenario requires a large corpus of documents shared across a project, multiple deployments can use the same content, supports indexing and retrieval. The best practice is to store the source documents in a connected Azure storage account. The storage account serves as the centralized repository for files that can be indexed by Azure AI Search, content understanding, RAG pipelines, or multiple agents deployments. Foundry projects support using connected resources, including storage as shared data sources. Question 76. An architect wants new agent releases blocked from production unless an automated evaluation run passes minimum groundedness and safety thresholds. Where should that gate live? A. In a firewall rule. B. In the model's temperature setting. C. As a manual reminder in a wiki. D. As an automated quality gate in the CI/CD pipeline. Pause the video if you don't want the answer yet. Correct answer, D. As an automated quality gate in the CI/CD pipeline. Why D is correct? The requirement is to block production release automatically unless evaluation results meet required thresholds, such as groundedness, safety, quality, compliance. That belongs in the CI/CD pipeline as an automated quality gate. Question 77. A workload's usage is highly predictable during business hours but near zero overnight, and finance wants to avoid paying for idle reserve capacity around the clock. Which combination best balances cost and performance? A. A single free-tier deployment. B. Provisioned capacity 24/7 size for peak. C. Provisioned capacity during business hours with standard for off hours. D. Batch only, even for interactive traffic. Pause the video if you don't want to hear the answer yet. Correct answer, C. Provisioned capacity during business hours with standard for off hours. Why C is correct? The workload is predictable during business hours, near zero overnight, needs good performance during peak usage, wants to avoid paying for idle reserved capacity 24/7. Provisioned throughput is the best when you need reserved capacity and predictable performance, but it is billed based on deployed capacity, not actual token usage, so idle overnight capacity would still cost money. A standard pay-as-you-go deployment charges based on usage, making it better for low or variable off-hours demand. Microsoft describes standard as pay-as-you-go for input and output tokens, while provisioned allocates throughput with predictable costs. Question 78. A team needs a container registry to store and version the custom images their agent tools run from, integrated with the project. Which connected resource provides this? A. A DDoS plan. B. A translation endpoint. C. Azure Container Registry. D. A block list. Pause the video if you don't want the answer yet. Correct answer, C. Azure Container Registry. Why C is correct? The requirements are store container images, version those images, support custom agent tools, integrate with the Foundry project. Azure Container Registry, ACR, is the Azure's managed container registry service designed to store Docker container images, version and tag images, securely distribute images, integrate with Azure services and AI workloads. Question 79. An organization wants to test an updated retrieval pipeline against a fixed set of representative questions on every commit to catch regressions before release. Which practice enables this? A. Automated evaluation against the golden dataset in CI. B. Turning off logging during tests. C. Ad hoc manual spot checks. D. Increasing the model temperature. Pause the video if you don't want the answer yet. Correct answer: A. Automated evaluation against a golden dataset in CI. Why A is correct. The scenario describes a retrieval pipeline is being updated. A fixed set of representative questions exists. Tests should run on every commit. The goal is to catch regressions before release. This is exactly the purpose of automated evaluation using a golden dataset in a CI/CD pipeline. A golden dataset is a curated set of questions, expected answers, ground truth documents, quality benchmarks. Question 80. A solution must keep two separate model deployments, one for internal staff with relaxed filtering and one for public users with strict filtering, cleanly separated. Which approach keeps their configurations independent? A. Two deployments each with its own content filter configuration. B. Merging both audiences into one prompt. C. A single API key for both. D. One deployment with a shared filter for both audiences. Pause the video if you don't want the answer yet. Correct answer: A. Two deployments each with its own content filter configuration. Why A is correct. The requirement is to keep two audiences separate. Internal staff. More permissive. Relaxed filtering. Public users. Stricter filtering and safety controls. If this was successful, please like and subscribe so that you get notified when I've released new questions.